Okay, so before we get in the rest of the market, there was another question I wanted to address, and that was spider. What do I mean by gap? So every day, the market is, well, 99% of days, the market's going to gap in a direction. So you might say, well, how is it gapping? The S&P 500 futures are trading Globex all night. That's not a gap. Well, sometimes there is a gap from when the market actually closes and the ES reopens, and those gaps usually get filled right away. But the gap I'm talking about is the 930 gap on the spiders. So if the ES is up 5, 6, 7 handles, I'm expecting that gap or pressure to the downside. If we're down 5, 6, 7 handles, depending if we're in uptrend or downtrend also, let me see here, what was I going to do? I would expect gaps to get filled. So I'm just going to change this to 5 days. So now I have bars up. I know a lot of you like candles. So right here is a gap down. So yeah, the first thing we want to do is this gap probably is going to get filled. Does it have to get filled the same day? No, there's a really good chance that it does. In this case, it didn't. And what did we do? We gapped down the next day. So we had a double gap. Well, first we had to have this gap get filled, which it did. And then this gap got filled, and it did. Now we had a gap right here, which was Thursday. That gap got filled. And we had a gap right here on Friday. That gap is getting close to getting filled. So those gaps are the gaps I'm talking about to get filled. Now, let's say we gap up 10 handles on the ES and you're thinking the gap's going to get filled with me. That's fine. That doesn't mean you short. First of all, you have to be aggressive to short, and I don't think anybody needs to short to make money. I focus on alongside in bull markets. But if you're going to short based on a gap, you have to use our 5-minute rules of engagement. What is our 5-minute rules of engagement? Price needs to be below the green line, which is the 10 SMA. MACD has to be heading in the same direction as your trade. So if you're shorting, MACD's got to be heading lower. Price has got to be below 10 SMA. You can't be shorting up here or up in here. You don't have rules to engage. We're in an uptrend on the daily, the weekly, and we would be no rules to engage there. So just use the rules to engage on the time frame that you're trading.